Good morning. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what's funny is I pointed out facts last night and the reply was this long-winded, vague stuff. And funny how one of the factual things that I pointed out, that person took it down or made it private. If you got nothing to hide, why are you taking things down? Oh boy. Anyone can look up the weather on any given date and location. So you can't change facts. And I'm no angel. I don't want a virtue signal. I can be a bitch. In fact, recently I've been a bitch. But you see, I'm only a bitch when somebody starts up with me and tries to insult my intelligence, tries to lie to me. Now, I totally respect on social media, you don't want to give out your location, you don't want to show this, you don't want to talk. So just don't talk about it. What I resent are fantastical liars or fantasists where not only do you, it's not like, you're just keeping your business private, but you're making up stories and you're going on and you're talking about this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you're embellishing it. Oh, I was in the mafia. My daughter is with the NYPD and I'm this and I'm that. And I'm 6'3" and 190 pounds. No, you're 5'11" and according to you, 231 and blah, 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 blah. I don't really care how tall someone is or how much they weigh. Actually, if they're a decent person, that's an aside. But the thing is making stuff up like that to embellish and making up imaginary people. Just say nothing. That makes you look a lot more credible. You trashed a woman who's widowed. A mature woman who's widowed, who truly has had medical challenges. And this lady is a homeowner. And your snotty comment was, oh, she had problems paying her property taxes. And the tone of voice that you took, that tells me you're jealous that you do not own a home. And then you had your sock account post about your bungalow. Well, let me tell you something. There is a housing crisis in this country. So I would not bash anyone for living in a van, living in a car, living in a shed, living in a tiny house, living with their parents. I'm not going to make fun out of anyone because, there go I, but for the grace of God. But you chose to bash someone out of insecurity because that person has more than you have because you live in a shed. So you say. You've shown me pictures of it. I haven't shared it. Everyone's home is their castle. And, I don't care. I really don't. But you know what? When I saw that you went after that lady, that very, very nice lady, who's a kind person, who hasn't said a mean thing about anyone, and then like you talked about her saying she was crying. Well, that lady has plenty to cry about, and she's still a kind person. She's still a kind person and a sweet person. And you trashed her. You see? All right. You trashed a whole bunch of other women. And I felt like, well, they could handle it. Let's just say Bianca. I like her. I'm not too much into the drama, but you trashed her. But she's a tough, smart cookie. She can handle herself. The same thing with Carolyn and Oda. Okay? But when you, and Cassandra, and these women are all pleasant. I don't think any of them have done anything to you, but you trash them. But you see, you got to the end of the line when you trashed Cindy. That, to me, you crossed a line. You crossed a line with that. You crossed a line with that. And I guess I still have it in me to have compassion, because I have compassion for Cindy. I myself have been through medical stuff. You went up there and lied. You lied. You're such a liar. You're such a liar. I have receipts, and if I wanted to, I could post them. I could share them privately among the women. Oh, and you also trashed BB, who happens to be a lot younger and married. So for you to say what you said, because BB was a real sweetheart, and BB listened to me cry, okay? She's a good person and a supportive person. She's not a backstabbing SOB like you are. So you trash all these women, and who is your only ally now? Who? A 24-year-old that is like a child just like you. And you cook up these crazy lies. You call women demons, and that we have demonic, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I can't believe it. The crazy stuff you say. And then to call me a stalker. Well, maybe you were stalking all these women when you were harassing them by posting all this stuff. It is sort of like a drama community. But let's get back to medical things, okay? You called me Munchausen syndrome. Really, was that the diagnosis when I was in the emergency room 4 times? Was that the diagnosis first from the gynecologist, then there was the urologist, gastroenterologist, cardiologist, hematologist, oncologist, dermatologist, rheumatologist, ophthalmologist. I'm sure I left an ologist out of it. Let me see. Well, I'll probably remember more. I have receipts on everything because I have medical insurance, and I had to pay for it. And I had to pay all the co-pays. I didn't ask anyone for money. Co-pays, co-insurance, you name it. Then let's not forget all the CAT scans, even a PET scan, ultrasounds, blood work that was so rare it had to be sent to a special lab. There's so much that I had done in the last year and a half. But anyway, since I've known you, you have said it started off when you were still in Lolly and John's chat that you had your rotator cuff replaced. Didn't know you had no reason to disbelieve you. Then you had not the gallbladder, that other thing that's towards the bottom right part of your body. Appendix. Then you had emergency appendectomy. Then you said the roots of your teeth were infected, that you had like a broken tooth with an infected root. Okay. You tripped and twisted your ankle on one of your cat's toys. You said you had an angioplasty, and then you took down the community tab, but then the next day you had fried food. You have a whole plethora of things that you said you had wrong with you. You told me you had benign tumors in your brain. What else? There's so many things that you said you had wrong with you. Not one receipt, not one video in a doctor's office or an emergency room, nothing. But then you sit there and talk about Munchausen syndrome. You also told me that you spent the night at your sister's house in Brooklyn because she had emergency gallbladder surgery. Well, so did I in 2015. Then you said the next morning you got up and made eggs, bacon, home fries, and like French toast, and that your sister was starving and she ate it all up. Well, guess what? When people have gallbladder surgery, they can't eat for days. They have to be on liquids, and if they ate even 3 bites of what you suggested, they would be vomiting and back in the hospital. So you lie about all this medical stuff. You're projecting. You're saying that I'm the one with Munchausen's. I don't think so. You are trashing Cindy because of her property taxes. God bless her. She has a house to pay property taxes on. You've trashed all these other women for various reasons. You were jealous of Camillo. You're jealous of so many men. It's Bianca's channel, and when she wanted to put up a picture of that person, I don't even want to say his name, you got really mad, like you went into a rage. That was her choice. If she wanted to put that picture up of him, I thought she kind of put it up so we could laugh. I'm sorry. But that was her choice. Also, I'm going to address another thing. Rogue Mod. I did not come around that community until a couple of years ago, but I learned pretty much at the beginning, if you have a wrench in a channel and you're a mod, and you block someone while you're in that channel, you are blocking them from the channel. And you kept telling me and laughing about how you were doing that. And I said, no. Isn't that being a rogue mod? And you were like, no, you're just blocking them. If there's someone you don't like, you're supposed to block them when you are not in a channel, in a chat, in a channel with the wrench, but block them personally just as your own thing. And if you block someone, like let's say Elvis Presley was around and I didn't like him and I wanted to block him, if I block him and I'm not in a channel and I go in a channel and one of us has a wrench, even though we're blocked, we're going to see each other. Because when you have a wrench and you're in a channel, if you've blocked someone outside of that channel, they'll still see you. But if you block them while you're in the channel, you're now being a rogue mod, unless, the owner of the channel gave you permission. So that's another thing. And you got busted doing that. And then, it was a clone account. It wasn't me, blah, 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 blah. And I recall you telling me that, I'm no angel, and I know I've done virtue signaling, but the level, the intensity, and the frequency, and to tell you the truth, I don't think I initiate, but I do respond. If someone starts talking crap about me or someone that I care about, I am going to address it. I recently saw someone make a joke about Perry a couple of weeks ago, and I felt it was disrespectful because he was really nice to her, and she's like a troll account, and I found a chat she was in, and I didn't want to stay in for the chat, but I just wanted to address her, and I told her how I felt and that I didn't appreciate it. Am I talking about her still today? No, actually, if I felt she was being treated unfairly, I would stick up for her. I don't have anything personal against her. I just didn't like that one thing that she said. I found it very disrespectful after he's been really nice to her. So yeah, I'm not going to go and start mocking you until you've started it with me. So, but I admit I'm no angel. I have to take responsibility for what I said and did. But if I say I'm going on a cruise, I am going to have authentic pictures and videos of me on a cruise. If I said that I went to that restaurant and had fish with waffle fries, you'll see a picture and a video. Oh, and another thing, the hair shaming and the wig shaming. There are tons and tons of women, the hair industry globally is huge, that have hair extensions, that have wigs, hair pieces. Some are synthetic. They don't only harvest hair from Chinese women. No one is rounded up and shaved against their will. These women in third world countries oftentimes grow their hair long and sell it and get money. It helps them with their situation. And if they get a fair price for their hair, I think that's good. I wouldn't like to see anyone taken advantage of. But so now you're shaming my hair. I have hair, but I know women. I have one friend that had breast cancer. I actually sent her a bunch of my wigs a couple of years ago. Good ones. I know women that have had cancer and went through chemo and lost their hair. There are women that have alopecia because of polycystic ovary disease and different various illnesses. So go ahead and talk about my wigs, and no, they're not from Temu. But go ahead and try to hair shame me, because to tell you the truth, the thing that you showed was nothing to brag about. So anyway, have the day that you deserve. Keep lying, because I'm pretty observant and I'm not cognitively impaired, and I can pretty much point out discrepancies between the lies and the truth. Bye.